Hello and welcome to your interview evening with the Digital Media Department. My name is Tom, I am the Assistant Head of Digital Media. I'd usually be there in person to do this bit, but unfortunately I can't be there tonight, so Virtual Tom is going to take you through this opening presentation. We have a lot of information to share with you, as well as trying to find out a little bit about you in the interview, and the most efficient way of sharing the information is to show you this presentation all in one go, and at the end of the presentation you will be watching the showreel whilst we take you out one at a time to interview you. Hopefully you're all here for either interactive media and games, also known as IMG, visual effects and animation, or film and TV production, also known as FATV. If you're here for plumbing or hairdressing, I'm afraid you're in the wrong place. There is a lot of overlap between the three pathways. It's all the same qualification on paper, but the specialist skills we deliver will vary between those three pathways. All three of these pathways will do audio production work, all three of these pathways will do visual production work, and all three of these pathways will do interactive work. You may think you are applying to a course, and you are, but the course is only part of what's known as the study program. The main qualification is a very, very large part of the study program that you are signing up to. Within the main qualification there will also be one-to-one tutorials and group tutorials. We'll also do trips, we'll do some visits to some places, we'll get some guest speakers in. All of that forms part of your main course, your main qualification. But that's part of the full study program, which will include English and Maths. Even if you don't have GCSE English or GCSE Maths classes to resit whilst you're with us, we will still be helping you to develop your English and Maths skills throughout your study program. Work placement or work experience is also a significant part of your study program whilst you're with us. More about that later. The main qualification will of course include timetable sessions, so there will be places where you have to go at a certain time to meet a member of staff for the delivered sessions. And those sessions will be a mixture of theory and practical. It's not all a case of strapping a GoPro on your head and go running around in the fields and going, oh look, I've made a horror film. There is a lot of strong theory that backs up the practical work that we're doing. This is still an academic qualification. The level 3 carries UCAS points, which is the point system for going to university, so it is still an academic qualification but with a very, very strong practical side to it. The timetable sessions will be in a mixture of classrooms. Quite often you'll be in a general use PC room, but more often you'll be in a specialist computer room with access to high-end software. We'll also give you all of the specialist equipment you need. There is a little star there because there are a few bits you're expected to bring. As a digital media student doing a full-time college course, you are expected to bring a memory stick or portable hard drive and headphones. If you've got earbuds with your phone, that's great, but you do also need a proper over-the-ear set of headphones for when we do audio work. And hopefully it will come as no surprise, we need you to bring pens, pencils, pad of paper. Once you are a student here, you'll need to wear your college lanyard at all times, and you'll need to be dressed in smart casual clothing. That's the timetable sessions, but there is also a strong element of self-study. Now this is a big culture shift for those of you coming from school. Self-study is a huge part of the course. Some of that self-study will be the project work, but most often it's going to be just for pure skills practice. Our best students are the ones who do that most often. The bottom line though, guys, is that it's full-time study. It does require a full-time commitment. So please don't get yourself a job working 25 hours a week and think you can also study full-time. You will be exhausted and you won't make it until Christmas. So please bear in mind this is a full-time course. So a quick note about English and Maths. On this chart you'll see the comparison between the old ABCDEFG system and the new numbers 987654321 system for comparison. To start on one of our level 3 courses, which is the equivalent to an A-level course, you need to have 5 grade 4s or above, which is C in old money, including English and Maths. If you don't quite have those predicted grades yet, you can do one of our level 2 study programs, which is the equivalent to the top end of GCSE, and for that you need 4 grade 3s and above, which is E's in the old system. Again, that does include English and Maths. Those skills are incredibly important on our courses in digital media. If you come to us at this college and join any course at any level, if you have a grade 1, 2 or 3 in English or Maths, you will be required to resit that GCSE. You will have a 2-hour-a-week class for English and or a 2-hour-a-week class for Maths, plus homework. The final piece of the study program jigsaw puzzle is work placement. For most of you, that will mean working towards 45 days of quality work experience during your course. We have good links with local business, and we will do our best to get you work experience with these local organisations. However, if you are able to find yourself some quality work experience with another provider, that will of course count as well. 45 days of quality work experience is what you need to aim for on the course. The very bare minimum that you need to achieve in terms of work placement or work experience is what we call GAP, stands for Graduate and Professional, just what we call our in-house work experience program, and that is 30 hours of work-related activity at some point during each year of study with us. Okay, so over to the interview. That's what you're here for. Just to give you a heads up, this is your chance to shine. Okay, the first question we're going to ask is, why have you applied to our study program? If you've applied to do interactive media and games, please do not say, because I like playing games. A lot of the Brickwork students like playing games as well, but they haven't chosen to do it as a full-time study course. So you need to have a really good answer when we ask you this question. The same applies if you applied for visual effects and animation or for film and TV. Enjoying watching movies is not a good reason to study filmmaking and TV production full-time. We may also ask you what subject-related work you're doing at school or at home already. We appreciate that all schools offer GCSEs that are related to the subjects that we are delivering in this department. But if you are that passionate about studying in this subject, what are you doing at home already? What industry job roles are you interested in? Some of you may only just be 16 or even younger. So to be asked what do you want to do as a job for the rest of your life is a big question. So if you don't know, that's a perfectly good answer. I don't know. But if you do have some ideas, it'll be great to hear about what your plans are for the future. Following on from that, where would you like to go to next? So if you have an idea of where you want to be, is there an in-between step? You know, what are your plans? Do you intend to do an apprenticeship? Do you intend to go to higher education? Do let us know what your plans are there. And now for the really sort of job interviewee question, what qualities do you have that you could bring to your study program here with us? Do you have any examples of good teamwork or good independent work? Do you have good examples of determination, enthusiasm for something that you're doing, or anything else that you want to share? And finally, if there's time, what is your favourite film, or game, or animation, or visual effects sequence? And most importantly, why? Good luck with your interview, and for those of you not being immediately taken out for your interview, you now have a chance to see the showreel of student work from film, games, visual effects, and TV. Enjoy the show. No popcorn.
Can we go and visit Mummy?
Of course we can, darling.
Soldaten, Marsch! Nimm die Panzerschreck her! Sichert die Flanken! Nehmt mehr Feuerschutz! Kommt in Ballung, Männer!
Come on. Come on, you'll be right.
Über linke Flanke vorrücken! Handgranaten, Marsch! Wirf eine Granate da rein! Panzerschreck zu mir!
Why did Mummy have to go?
Sometimes people don't have a choice, darling.
But sometimes people do.
Yes, but I don't think anyone ever really wants to go.
You're not ever going to leave me, are you, Daddy?
No, darling. I'll be back before you know it.
What is the wall?
Über rechte Flanke vorrücken! Kommt in Ballung, Männer! Handgranate! Weiter Marsch! Stellung halten!
But don't soldiers kill people, Daddy?
Sometimes. If they need to.
I don't want you to kill anyone. What if someone tries to kill you?
Scharfschütze!
If someone kills you, you won't be able to come home, just like Mummy. If you kill someone, then they won't be able to come home either. Why doesn't everyone just stay at home and not go to the war?
My name's Lisa Hughes, I'm 28 from Liverpool and I'm a fire dancer. The reason why I got into fire breathing was because at the time I was a tattoo model. My friends were all professional fire breathers and I used to go and watch them perform at gigs. To learn how to fire breathe and like fire dancing and body burning, it didn't take me long. I picked up quite quickly, so I learned it within a few weeks. You know, it's something that you are taught once or twice and then you have to practice, but you just have to make sure you take the proper safety measures and that you're always around like a professional instructor or, you know, someone that can like supervise it. Fire breathing can be really dangerous because you're putting paraffin in your mouth when you're fire breathing. It's really crucial that you don't inhale the paraffin onto your lungs, because it could crystallize and it can potentially be fatal. You have to be really confident with what you're doing. If you hesitate, that's when you make mistakes, and that's when accidents happen. And I have done that once before, and I did give myself pneumonia, and I was in hospital for 2 days, and I was in so much pain, and it wasn't fun. Before, I really took for granted kind of like the implications and risks, and then when I got really ill and put myself in hospital for 2 days, I thought that I'd never do it again, but I'm back and I'm doing it. I think the main thing with fire breathing is you have to be confident with it, and the adrenaline of doing it is definitely a part of being a performer with fire. If you're scared of like the adrenaline, then it's not going to go down well. Yeah, when you're doing fire gigs, you can do like private functions, you can do nightclubs, you can do like stage shows, you can do like outdoor events, festivals, gigs, like music, live music gigs. So it just all depends on like how you prepare. Obviously, like fire dancing and breathing, you do have to be a professional dancer, so you've got all like your outfits and costumes that you need to put in place, hair and makeup, and then you obviously need to set up all your equipment, which is like all your paraffin, soak in your sticks and paraffin, making sure you've got wet towels available to hand in case there's any accidents and something needs to be put out. That can take preparation wise like a few hours. A lot of the time, like with the fire gigs, we do maybe like 3-4 sets, and each set would be maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, which would be the length of a song, and you only do, like I said, 3 or 4 of them, 5 max a night, but there's a lot of preparation in between that you have to do with your equipment. Everyone's always amazed when you're fire breathing. They can't get their heads around, you know, it's obviously so dangerous, and how do you not set yourself on fire, and like, have you burned yourself? And yeah, it's really cool to watch people's reactions when you're doing it, because obviously, you know, it is a crowd stopper, definitely. To be a fire performer over just being a normal like dancer, you know, it's a different kind of reaction, you know, you've got that shock factor. Yeah, that's exciting to experience and like perform and get that kind of, you know, reaction from the crowd.